think what compelled me most is the fact that the work for Refuge had the option to work to raise funds for the women against violence, in the Republic of Congo.
Right.
And that just sent a core with me. I said, this is a nice cause I can actually put myself into. Because I know what it means, from that part of the world. So the way it is almost legitimized, and also the way that it is not given attention, or the way it is so natural. It's almost part of the culture. And that's the pain that I think that's the pain that hit me thinking about violence against women, because you are an entity there. You are just, anyone can do whatever they want, and nobody is really going to stand up for you because you're a woman. So we started at 8. I think we did 2 hours to Rockwood. Stayed a little bit at St. John's, talk a little, and then we also went and had a breakfast. I think I told him so many stories about what I know about PWRDF. So we have ACW here, but in African countries we talk about the Mothers Union. So I was the coordinator for Mothers Union in the diocese. PWRDF was one of the organizations that we knew within the diocese itself. We were looking at ways of how to energize them, to validate them, to empower them in one way or another. Although that is not the word that we did actually use. We were just doing what God has called us to do towards women. The idea was to give them a goat. When the goat had a kid, then you could sell it, or you could give to the next person. But there are some people who actually made sure the goat was big enough. They sold it, and then they bought a bull. They fed it, and then they sold that for meat or for beef. And then they bought a cow, like a real milking cow. And that enabled the women to be able to sell the milk. And their story now have changed. And their story was not that saying, thank you so much for giving me a goat. Their story was, I thank God. I thank God for remembering me. And the only work I know I can actually take you to in terms of development, in terms of validation of people, in terms of projects started, some of the work within the Anglican Church itself, the only thing you can point to is work done by PWRDF. If you go to any diocese in the Anglican Church, particularly in Kenya, you say, what is PWRDF doing? They'll say, come we show you. They'll take you to a house or a home. This woman is benefiting from this. They'll take you to a project about agriculture or zero grazing or all those kind of things. And you see crops growing. You see people standing. And also the other thing is that you don't get to see rich people who work for PWRDF in Africa.
Right.
You see the work that is happening. Well, I think the best thing for St. Alban is that it was a ministry that is already recognized and people know about it.
And we used to have meetings, beside the big sale and garage sales, and then we had the plant sale, and then one of the things Paulette used to run, the big part of it.
Yes,
the
that's
big
right,
sale.
I did too.
Yeah, you forgot that one.
And people donate for their grandchildren, the rants.
Right.
Cindy, she's got a whole plan.
She goes like, my nieces, my what? She's just putting money.
And I used to say, PW Primate world relief. It's global, you know.
It is our development fund. Why don't we do it for PWRDF?